Haven't seen you in
Everybody
a long
jumping
time.
on. Lots of people
Yeah.
jumping on.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Hey,
Hey, Priscilla.
everyone.
It is good to see everybody. For those
Hi, Priscilla.
of you who don't know me, I'm Carolyn Leah and currently serving as president of the Eastern Region APSI. My internet connection at home is not always stable, so you may get a delay in my voice or my video or whatever, but thankfully I am not going to be doing all the talking. So I do welcome all of you. Many of you I know, and many of you I don't know, but we have, I think, over 150 of us registered
Wow.
from Eastern Region.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And we've also been able to invite those who are not registered right now to this event of this gathering. So if they weren't registered, they could still come and gather with us for this small amount of time.
Cool.
So we have a lot of good news for you, and I don't want to take much more time up, but we are going to introduce at least the board to you. I am very new at this. This is my first time on the board and came on as president. And in a COVID year where we didn't have an installation at our usual annual event, so this has been very different for me. And I am just very thankful for this board because they have worked with me and walked alongside of me. So I appreciate all that they have been doing. So what I'm going to ask them to do, I'm just going to introduce them, and each one of you, I'd love it if you would just say something that you have been doing that is part of your responsibility on the board. So we can kind of give folks an idea of what you do and what you've been working on. So again, Carolyn Leah, I am in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, director of discipleship, Christian discipleship at Beulah Presbyterian Church. And I've been there going on my 13th year. So I do children and adult and summer camp and a special needs group of tweens, teens, and adults. So that's basically where I'm hanging out, doing lots of Zooming and things like that right now. And I have been learning the ropes of being president of Eastern APSI.
The hard way.
So, how about Katie? Katie, would you go next?
Greetings from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I am currently the treasurer and have been receiving some lovely generous checks from a couple of presbyteries, which will help us offset costs for our spring event. And I last year was event coordinator, and you might say, did we have an event last year? Oh, it was all planned, and then we had to punt at the last minute. So, so good to see you all. It's so grateful for Zoom.
Oh, this is amazing. Gee.
Thanks, Katie. Lynn, would you go next?
Lynn Paps, I'm the secretary of the board. That means that I try to make sense out of their conversations and record it somehow in such a way that it makes sense when they go back to read and check things. And I am 28 years serving at Grove Presbyterian Church in Danville, Pennsylvania as the director of Christian education, and am also early childhood faculty at Luzerne County Community College.
Thanks, Lynn. Virginia, would you go next?
Hi, everyone. I'm Virginia Caligari. I live in Towson, Maryland, and I work in Columbia, Maryland. Well, when I'm not working from home, at First Presbyterian Church of Howard County. I am the director of Christian education there. I am on the board. I am the co-coordinator of the spring 2021 event. So we have been working on the brochure, which is awesome, and talking to the leadership and getting all of our information straight so that we can bring that information to you. So thank you. I'm so pleased that everyone is here.
Holly?
I'm Holly Albrecht. I'm the Director of Children's Ministry at Woods Memorial Presbyterian Church in Severna Park, Maryland. I am co-directing or coordinating the event with Virginia. We're excited that we are having a conference this year, and will be virtual. So we will all look the same in squares, but we're excited about that. We'll tell you a little bit more about it later.
All right, how about Jill?
I am Jill Reichert, and I live in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. I'm the point person for Donegal Presbytery. I have served 3 different churches in that presbytery, but I currently serve a tiny little UCC church in Lancaster. And I am coming on the board as the regional connector. And my term is a little bit different than because it serves the national board. So I'm coming on as of this event. So my job will be to try to get all of you the information that comes down from National APSI, and I will do the very best that I can to do that for you.
Thanks, Jill. Susan Sharp Campbell.
I am Susan Sharp Campbell. I am the Associate for Educational Ministry for the Presbytery of West Virginia and pastor of Frankfort Presbyterian Church. On the Eastern APSI board, I am the hospitality coordinator, which means I've been thinking a lot about how do we build community on the virtual Zoom for our meeting in the spring, and how do we honor our Educator of the Year. Normally, if I were as the hospitality person, I'd be providing snacks and drinks, but it's a little more difficult. You'll have to bring your own.
Yep, that's for sure. Barbara Chalfont.
Hi, I am currently serving as the Associate for Mission at the Presbytery of West Virginia. On the board, I serve as the communications person, and I'll be communicating with you in the next couple of days. Our event brochure, Holly and Virginia gathered all of the information and made it beautifully laid out, and I just made it pretty. That was my job. So hopefully you'll be getting it in the next couple of days. Great.
She did a great job, and we can't wait to get it to you. Priscilla.
I'm Priscilla Andre Colton. I am a retired certified educator living in Alexandria, Virginia, and I am the historian, and I also think I'm the oldest person on the board. So maybe that's how I got the job of historian, because they think I might have a long memory. Historian has been a different kind of job this year. Usually it's collecting pictures from events and putting them together in an album. That's not going to happen. So I've just been taking a lot of notes, and we'll write up some things so that we have some record of this most unusual year. And so because I don't have a lot to do there, I've designated myself as the official wine taster for this organization.
Yeah.
Everybody needs one, right?
Maybe she'll take a picture of us while we're on Zoom, all the different screens there, Priscilla. So we'll let you do that for sure. I just want to talk about our nominating team, and Mary Beck Hewson was on as our lead on the nominating, and Florence Ditko has come on, and Kathy Snyder is here too. And so we are looking at number of positions being open for the next year. So this is going to be really weird, because like many of the folks that I've been working with this year are going to be going off the board. So we are looking for folks to come on and be the treasurer, be the secretary, take over hospitality. Susan Sharp Campbell is going to be a little busy next year. And our annual event folks, we need either a team, a co-chairs or someone individually to look at our event for next year. This year is going to be virtual. We're hoping that we can be together again next year in person. So we have a number of positions that are available for volunteers in our region. And I would look forward to working with many of you, getting to know you better. So I hope you consider, after you've heard a little bit of what each person has done, we have official job descriptions that we can send out to folks. And our nominating team is going to be connecting with some of you, but we would love to hear from you. If you think you could serve, we meet once a month on a Zoom call. We've been doing that. And even our fall board meeting, which usually takes place at the location we have our event, did not take place this year because we could not meet. We did a virtual Zoom board retreat event. So we had a day and a half of time together, and it went very well. So there's lots of pluses to what has happened this year. We were still able to do a lot of our planning and things that help you as well. So with that, I want to go to Jill because she has a lot of information about what we are doing to connect with everyone.
Thank you, Carolyn. All right, so like I said, my job is to try to get information from the National APSE when they have important things to share with us, to all of you as the Eastern region. And in order to do that, we have recently set up, Barb actually, thank you, Barb, has set up a new email for us. And Virginia, do you have the slides ready and able to look? She is stuck. Look at her.
Oh, wow.
Let her go. There we go. All right. So how to connect with us. All right. Could you go to the next one, Virginia? Okay. So there is the brand new email, easternregionapse@gmail.com. And the communications person, which is now Barb, manages that. So if you have anything that you need to know from us, that you want to share with us, please feel free to use that. Like I said, Barb will manage it until the next communications person comes on, but she will be sure to get that to any or all board members that is pertinent to. And what I want you to do is take note of that right now, write that down, or take a screenshot or whatever works for you, because you're going to be using that. We're going to do a breakout rooms, I guess. And when we do that, we're just going to ask you 2 questions, and we'd love feedback on both of them, but particularly the second one. So we're going to ask, when it's time for those breakout groups, if someone in each group would volunteer to be the scribe, if you will, and jot down the ideas that go with the questions we ask you. And if you would be willing then to take to type those up, or screenshot them, it doesn't matter, whatever works, and email them to that email address, that would be fabulous. So write that down now. The second thing that we've had 2 Facebook pages, actually. None of us are really quite sure how it came to be that we have 2 Facebook pages, but it has led to some confusion, including for us on the board. So if you're on the one that just says EAPCE, EAPCE, that's the one we're going to eventually delete and archive. Okay, and everyone on there I have sent messages to, and I put a post on there asking you to follow this one, Eastern Region of APSE with EAPCE in parentheses. This is the one that we're going to keep and use moving forward. So for me, at least as the regional connector, this is a super easy way for me to copy and paste stuff, to attach files, upload files to the group. So I will try to use this as regularly as possible. So if you're on Facebook, find this, just go to Facebook, go to the little search engine and plug in Eastern Region of APSI, and this should pop up. And like and follow us, and we'll be connected in that way. The other thing that I'd like to do, Virginia, if you want to hit the last slide I gave you, I really want to make every effort to try to make better connections with all of the region's presbyteries and synods. Most of us are in Synod of the Trinity, but not all of us are. So I have some synods to deal with as well through regular communication and info sharing. Because I just have a sense that that's not happening very much, and maybe I speak for my own presbytery in that. But I want to make sure that we're connecting with our presbyteries and the synods so that they also can get all of our information out there. And if you are a point person for your presbytery, I would love, use that same email, if you would send me your name and contact info and the presbytery that you're part of to that new email. I think that will go a long way in helping me make connections as well. So
Jill, you might need to explain what a point person is.
Okay. So folks don't know what, if you don't know what a point person is, POINT stands for Presbyterians Organized in Nurture and Training. Okay, and so every presbytery is allowed and encouraged to have at least one point person. Usually that is appointed by your council, your presbytery's council. And you can have more than one in a presbytery as well. Some folks do them geographically, some folks do just a regular point person, and if you have a Spanish speaking congregation, someone from that congregation would be great, or a Korean speaking congregation, just because the job of the point person is to try to relay new things that are happening in the denomination, new curriculum that's coming out in the denomination. I would really love to, in Donegal Presbytery, have a Spanish speaking point person to team up with, just because there's some great things happening with our Spanish resources. They're trying to go from just translating English, a lot of our English resources into Spanish, because that is just a translation, but the culture is not necessarily appropriated with that. And so they're looking to kind of go back and redo a lot of our curriculum and resources so that it not just speaks the language, but it speaks the culture of the folks, the Spanish speaking folks that use that. So anyway, that's just a little bit about POINT. So if you're not familiar with POINT, or if your presbytery doesn't have a POINT person, speak to your exec and say, hey, I think we ought to have this, so this information is translated better to our congregations, and maybe I'd like to do that. Thank you, Virginia. That's helped. Sometimes we just use these terms and assume everybody knows what we're talking about. So, and if you would like to talk more about what POINT is or what POINT does, feel free to message me or email or Facebook, and I'd be glad to talk on about that. That's all I have. I think we're going to talk about the event.
Yes, before we move on to that, I just want to mention real quickly that Jill's position, Susan Wisseman has been a wonderful connector person for us for years, and we are just so grateful for all of the work that she did. And so Jill is coming on to fill her shoes. So this will be a great opportunity for us to, see where we go. Also, Dan Thomas is also going to be serving on nominating, and I failed to mention that. He told me that he couldn't be with us tonight, but I did fail to mention that. So just before we go on to Virginia, I wanted to mention that. Virginia and Holly, this is your portion. We're going to tell you about this really exciting virtual Eastern APSI event.
Thank you, Carolyn. And before I start to talk about the event, I want to say, if you are not a part of a Presbyterian USA, PC USA congregation, we still welcome you. A lot of what we're talking about is PCUSA centric, so presbyteries and synods, but if that is not you, you are still welcome in this group, and we would love to connect with you and in everything that you do. So just want to share that. So we are excited about the spring event, and the dates I want to tell you about first are April 26th through the 28th. So that is a Monday through a Wednesday. And we will have, the keynote speaker will be Meg Rift and David Maxwell from the Presbyterian Publishing Company. They are going to be talking about faith practices. So nurturing faith practices. They have come out with a new curriculum that will not be the focus of the keynote, but that is why they are equipped to speak on that topic, because they have done so much work with that new faith practices curriculum. So we're excited to welcome them. We have a music leader, the Reverend Dr. Jim Morgan, who we are excited to welcome. He is going to be the music and worship leader for us. So all of this is going to take place on Zoom. We will be, and we're also doing registration online. We will be sending you the links after you register. We'll be sending that the week before the conference. And we have 6 awesome workshops in addition, with some wonderful leaders from actually across the country this year. We ordinarily would be limited to leaders that are within driving distance probably of where our retreat, our conference would be. But this year we are expanding. And so we have a workshop leader from Florida. We have workshop leaders from Texas, from I believe our music and worship leader is from North Carolina. And then obviously the keynoters are coming in from Louisville. So that is a wonderful opportunity.
And our panel.
And our panel, yes, we do have, one of our workshops is a panel discussion with 3 different members from the different partner denominations. So they are going to be coming from across the country also to share with you resources from their denominations. What did I forget, Holly?
We'll also have our bookstore will be there. So there'll be a time to explore all the new things that are out there. And I think that's it. We're really excited. Yeah, Jimmy Hawkins will be here from the Office of Public Witness, which it's been a challenging year there. So I think that will be an interesting workshop too. But with everything from spirituality, practices of with youth ministry and a spiritual director, it's going to be fun. So
How much will it cost?
Right. So the cost is $50 for the entire conference. So that will give you access to all of the workshops, all of the keynotes, the worship, the bookstore chat, all of that. And again, the dates are April 26th through the 28th. And those are, let's see, on the 26th, it's the evening of the 26th. So we start at 6:30. on April 26th. And then it's a full day on Tuesday, the 27th. So that starts at 9:30 in the morning, and there is a celebration in the evening that ends at 8 o'clock. So that's a full day of, well, we'll give you breaks, we promise. And then Wednesday, the 28th, we are meeting in the morning and we'll be finished by noon. So it is essentially 2 days, or actually less than 2 days. So if you put all of the time together. So it's Monday evening, all day Tuesday, and then Wednesday morning. I think that's all that we have, unless we forgot anything, Carolyn.
Yeah, any questions that anybody has about the annual event for Eastern APSI, please, feel free to put it in the chat. We do have the flyer that we're going to send out to you right away. I know Barbara has that ready to go, and you will get all the details on that. Virginia did mention the online registration, so you're going to be able to register, and yes, people from outside can attend. Absolutely. Many of us did attend other regional events that were virtual earlier this year, so anybody can attend. But you can register online. Now, we do not have an ability to take payments online. So please understand that would be something with our banking that would cost us money that we don't want to have to do right now. So you will register, and when your check is received, your registration will be complete. Okay, so just so you're aware of that. But for $50, you are going to get a fantastic couple of days with all of your friends from Eastern Region. So we're really looking forward to it. New things, new ways of doing things. So please share. And you know what? Anybody from other denominations can come and take part in this. Even if they're not part of our partner denominations, if there's someone in your local area that you are friends with because they work at the church down the road and you've worked and partnered with them, they can learn from all of the things that we are offering. So we hope that we'll get to see a lot of you there, and it'll be a great event. Priscilla, I think you're up next.
So I get the honor of introducing our East Region 2021 Educator of the Year. Now, this person will have the distinction of being our only back-to-back Educator of the Year, because originally we were scheduled to celebrate her accomplishments at the Spring 2020 event, but we all know what happened. So we will celebrate at the 2021 event Carolyn Leah as our 2021 Educator of the Year as well. So hang on to that, Carolyn. The only person who's going to be a back-to-backer, probably. I say that. Maybe not. Yeah, a round of applause in whatever way. Woo-hoo-hoo. Carolyn Leah.
Thank you.
Carolyn Leah is the educator we all want to be. She sees challenges as opportunities. She sees people young and old as relationships just waiting to be nurtured. She sees faith as something to be shared in a variety of ways. Her vision for ministry encompasses a wide circle. A wide circle. Creative art projects with children and youth, writing curriculum for many settings in the church and beyond, meeting the needs of her special friends group, which she established and continues to resource and keep going, which is a ministry with adults with intellectual disabilities. I'm not sure how she does this, but she runs a 6-week summer program for children in the neighborhood, 6 solid weeks out of the summer. That's an all-day program that she writes the curriculum for. She recruits, hires, and trains all of the leadership for. And in addition to that, she also does summer vacation Bible school, which Bible school was enough for me. And beyond that, if you can believe this, she is not stingy with her gifts. She is a generous supporter of other educators in her presbytery and a frequent contributor to presbytery programs for all ages. She currently serves as the president of East Region APSE. I give you Carolyn Leah, East Region Educator of the Year 2021. Congratulations, Carolyn.
Thanks, Priscilla. I've known Priscilla for a long time because we worked in the same presbytery together. So that was very nice of you to talk about that. And it's very, very humbling to be your educator for this year, or back to back, as you said. But you all inspire me. So I have learned from the best, and there are just some really wonderful connections that I have made through APSE and Eastern APSE, and they inspire me every day. So thank you all. We are going to take some time to break out into some breakout rooms so that we can maybe have a little bit smaller of a gathering to chat with one another. And Jill, you had those questions, I believe, or Virginia, one of you has questions for us to talk about in our groups.
All right. Yes, I will tell you the questions and then I'll go one better and I will put them both in the chat. If that is helpful. I'm trying to copy and paste. I'm not as good at multitasking as I think I am. Okay. Okay. All right. So the first thing when you get to your group, well, certainly introduce yourselves if you don't know one another. I think we're going to have, how many folks do we have here? Let me look. We have 58 folks and we were going to do about 6 in a group, right? So that, well, all right. So you're going to have 9 or 10-ish, I guess. That's how many groups we'll have. That's how many groups we'll have. So once you get to your group, introduce yourselves. These aren't the questions, but introduce yourselves and choose someone or someone volunteer to kind of be the scribe for some of the ideas. And here's what we'd love to know. Share one thing. What one thing did you do for yourself during the pandemic?
Oh, gee.
What did you do? Did you learn something new? Did you spend time to just de-stress? Because we all know how stressful the pandemic was. What did you do for yourself? And then the second question is, oops, that didn't get tagged in there. The second question is, what have you done in your ministry virtually that has worked, or even what hasn't worked? It's good to learn from things that haven't worked as well. You're pushing that, putting that second one in there. Okay, so what have you done for yourself during this pandemic? And what did you do in your virtual ministry that worked well or was a flop? Okay. So those are the 2 things we'd love to spend. And Carolyn, I don't know how much time will we give folks? If there's 6, we want everybody.
I would say we're gonna come back. We're finishing up at 6:45. So Katie's gonna give us a prayer out of here. And why don't we say 15 minutes to 20 minutes, I guess. I guess we can do 15 is probably it.
Okay. Yeah, it would be nice to have just a couple minutes once we gather back, just for, pick one thing in your group that you'd like to share with the bigger group, maybe. All
okay,
right.
Virginia, we're all
Okay,
yours.
are we ready?
We're ready.
Right.
Break out.
Let's go. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. I hope we didn't cut off any important conversations. That's just how breakout rooms work. I hope that you got to know each other a little bit and shared some of the answers to the questions. So send those, if you had somebody writing down your answers, send those to us at the email address that Jill shared, which was it Eastern Region APSI@gmail.com. Okay.
May I ask that everybody turn on your cameras so that I can get pictures? Because I took one, but there were lots of them that had little black squares because people's cameras were off. So if you don't mind, everybody turning on your camera so I can do it. And I have to, and it's 3 screens worth. So give me a moment to get everybody, okay? So there's one.
Everybody smile.
And ready, set, smile. And that's it. Okay, thank you very much, friends. We'll see how well I translate this
That's
into
it.
a-
Yeah, I think some have had to leave. Yeah. Well, thanks to everybody for joining us. I know I want to stay with our time, and we hope that you'll stay connected so that you can know what we're doing. You can connect with other folks in our region, and especially we hope we'll see you at our Eastern Region APSI event. So look forward to that flyer coming out. And Katie, we had wanted you to give us a little prayer, if you would. Is she there?
Let us
Yep.
pray.
Hi.
Gracious Lord, we thank you
Just at the
for
end of
this
the
opportunity
chat.
to gather together. We thank you for the relationships. We thank you for rekindled friendships and how hearts are warmed seeing one another, but also for new friendships that are budding. Lord, you are so good to us, and we thank you for your Holy Spirit inspiring us, empowering us, leading us. And just like a married couple that has to find their way together with their eyes on you, learning how to lift up one another and learning that together they are better at facing life's challenges than they were alone. May we know that you give us what we need, and knowing that whatever we accomplish only by your hand. Help us strengthen these relationships across the miles so that we may better nourish and shepherd your flock. This we pray in the name of your Son. Amen.
Blessings, everyone.
Thank you, Katie. Blessings to everyone. If you just want to hang
Congratulations.
out for a few more
Carolyn.
minutes.
Yeah, bye-bye, friends.
Bye.
It's so good to see you all.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, board.
Hey, that
That's
worked
great.
out, guys.
Thank
Good
you
job,
all.
Virginia.
Thank you, Virginia, for
Yeah,
doing
we're
that.
good.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
See you, Carolyn.
Hi, Catherine.
Bye.
Nice to see
You too.
Bye now.
you. Yeah, thanks, everybody. I appreciate all your help.
It went well. Good.
Good job.
It was good to see
Joyce?
everybody. Yeah.
It was. It
I
was.
haven't even been to regional, the regional gathering in a while. I mean, the gathering, but not the conference. So it is good to see people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No,
All
we've
right,
got a
on-
bunch of requests to join the Facebook group, so that's good.
So
Super.
good. I'll hop
Good.
on
I'll
there.
have to do that.
Good.
On to
Yeah,
the next thing.
I approved them, so we're good.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Yep. All right.
Excellent.
Well, I will get I'll get the email list to Barbara so we can send out the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, everyone.
Thank
Take
you
care.
all. Take
Great
care.
job, everyone. Bye.
Bye.